Welcome to USA News Network. In the early hours of the morning, under the dim light of a still sleeping city, an armored convoy moved through central Tel Aviv. It was a standard security routine, one carried out countless times without incident. But at exactly 6:47 a.m. local time, that routine was violently broken. A highly targeted strike hit the convoy, killing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the scene. The news sent immediate shockwaves across Jerusalem, Washington, and capitals around the world. Within minutes, Israeli command centers went into emergency mode. Within hours, global markets began reacting sharply. This was not just the assassination of a political leader, it signaled a moment that could ignite one of the most dangerous regional conflicts the Middle East has faced in decades. Early reports from Israeli security officials indicate that the attack involved a precision-guided munition capable of bypassing multiple layers of advanced electronic defenses protecting the convoy. A spokesperson for the Israeli Defense Forces stated that the strike carried clear signs of a complex and highly coordinated operation. Relying on real-time intelligence and advanced targeting systems, military analysts quickly pointed out that breaching Netanyahu's level of security would likely require resources and planning beyond the capability of any lone group. Initial forensic findings suggested missile fragments resembling Iranian-made systems, though Israeli authorities stopped short of directly assigning blame in the immediate aftermath. At the same time, Israel declared a nationwide state of emergency and raised its military alert to the highest level. Officials described Netanyahu's death not only as the loss of a national leader, but as a direct attack on Israeli sovereignty that would demand a response. Before we break down how the region reacted next, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe so you stay updated on every major development as it unfolds. Iranian officials, speaking through state media, strongly denied any involvement. Tehran condemned the accusations, calling them politically motivated and warning that such claims could be used to justify further escalation. Iran's foreign ministry argued that multiple non-state actors, as well as internal political divisions within Israel, could also be responsible. Meanwhile, U.S. intelligence sources told American media that the origin of the attack remains unclear. Investigations are ongoing through several intelligence channels. Analysts noted that the recovered weapon fragments could have been acquired through black market networks, potentially accessible to groups like Hezbollah, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, or even rogue elements within regional forces. Experts emphasized that an operation of this precision would require not just advanced weapons, but exact knowledge of routes, timing, and vulnerabilities. At the center of all this uncertainty is a deeper reality. Netanyahu was not just a prime minister, he was a defining force in Israel's regional strategy for more than a decade. He consistently pushed for maximum pressure on Iran and opposed any nuclear negotiations that fell short of complete concessions. His removal changes the strategic landscape overnight. With emergency leadership now in place, Israel faces a critical moment. Decision-making structures are active, but the absence of Netanyahu's long experience introduces a level of unpredictability at a time when clarity is essential. Regional powers are now forced to react without knowing who will be shaping Israel's next moves in the coming days. Within 2 hours of confirming his death, Israel launched retaliatory airstrikes. Israeli Air Force jets targeted locations in southern Lebanon and parts of Syria. Reports from monitoring groups suggest that facilities linked to Hezbollah were hit, though details on casualties remain unclear. Across the region, governments moved quickly. Jordan closed its airspace to military flights. Saudi Arabia called for restraint while quietly raising its own defense readiness. The United Arab Emirates opened urgent diplomatic channels with both Washington and Tehran in an effort to prevent further escalation. The impact was not limited to the battlefield. Global oil markets reacted immediately. Crude prices surged by around 7% in early trading, reflecting fears that instability could disrupt critical shipping routes, especially through the Strait of Hormuz. Analysts warned that even short-term disruption in Middle Eastern oil supply could send ripple effects across global economies already under pressure. Diplomatic activity intensified worldwide. The United Nations Security Council scheduled an emergency session. The U.S. Secretary of State condemned the attack while urging restraint. European foreign ministers convened to coordinate their response. Inside the United States, political leaders expressed shock, but divisions quickly appeared over how Washington should respond and whether military involvement might become necessary. Israel maintains that this was an act of war that requires a strong and decisive response. Iran continues to deny any role and warns against what it calls false accusations. Between these positions lies a dangerous space where miscalculation could rapidly escalate into a broader conflict. The reality is clear. Netanyahu's death removes a central figure who, despite controversy, represented a known strategic direction. What comes next is uncertain. Israel now faces both a leadership crisis and a security crisis at the same time. Regional powers are watching closely to see whether Israel's next move will be limited or expansive. Global powers are working behind the scenes to prevent this situation from spiraling into a wider confrontation that could involve multiple nations, disrupt global energy flows, and reshape the balance of power in the region. Stay with us as this story continues to develop. Subscribe now to get direct news from Israel and Iran without any filter, and